Necron Tomb Citadel, Realm of Battle board. Time for some more Forge World Necrons.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, some more Forge World Necron Tactics for you. And today we're going to have a look at the Tomb Citadel Realm of Battle board. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so in today's video, which is the last video in this Forge World Necron series, we're going to have a look at the Tomb Citadel Realm of Battle board. Now it's fair to say, as a Necron player, I do really like the look of this battle board. I would love to own this particular piece of Forge World. However, I don't own it, and there's a reason for that. Obviously, cost comes into effect. But also, if I was to buy something from Forge World, I probably would buy Tesseract Arcs or one of the other units, not necessarily this board. But am I missing out on something? Let's have a closer look at the Tomb Citadel. First of all, looking at its stats. Okay, so the Tomb Citadel is a fortification. It's comprised of 3 components. Of course, as you would expect, it cannot move. The first of the 3 components is the Tomb Ziggurat. It's got a ballistic skill of 3+, toughness 9, 20 wounds and a 3+ save. The second part is a Power Crucible. It's got a ballistic skill of 3+, toughness 9 and 16 wounds with a 3+ save. And the last one is 2 gun emplacement mounts. They have a 3+ ballistic skill, toughness 9 and 12 wounds with a 3+ save. The Tomb Citadel's faction keywords are Necrons and Dynasty, and the keywords are Building, Vehicle and Tomb Citadel. Okay, so that's the stats, and the Citadel board comes in with 3 separate components and they all act individually. Now first of all, we're going to look at the 2 gun emplacements. Now points wise, the Tomb Citadel is 730 points. For those points, the 2 gun emplacements are armed with Tesla Destructors. So 24 inches, strength 7, no AP, any 6s to hit, you get 2 extra hits. And you get 2 of them on the board for free, effectively. However, you can upgrade the gun for 50 points each. So if you take 2 upgraded guns, you're looking at 830 points for this board. Now the upgraded guns are called Gore's Exterminators. These are a 48-inch gun. They're a heavy 2-shot gun, strength 12, -4 AP, and they do D6 damage. And just like some of the other Forge World weapons, you add 1 to your hit rolls if you're shooting at fly units. However, you subtract 1 if you're not shooting at a fly unit. So with 4 shots, shooting at anything that's got the fly special rule means you're going to be hitting on 2s. And this makes this gun really good against those units. However, it doesn't make it quite as good when you're shooting at anything that doesn't have the fly special rule. Hitting on 4s means you're not going to get too many of those 4 bullets out. Mind you, with the points cost of this board, I think it's fair to say you're only going to be taking this board in large point games, and the chances are there's going to be quite a few units with the fly special rule or flyers on the table. Now it's fair to say that the 2 gun emplacements aren't actually that great. However, the board offers a lot more than just those 2 gun emplacements. Now first of all, any infantry unit that's standing on the board automatically get a cover save against any units that shoots them that aren't standing on the board itself. Now as a fortification, of course, the Citadel can't move, so any enemy units can assault it and they will automatically hit the Citadel. However, the Citadel cannot hit back. The Citadel, of course, can still shoot, and any other units around can still attack the attacking unit, even though they're within 1 inch of the board. Now if any of the 3 components of the Citadel is destroyed, you have to roll a dice, and on a 6 it will explode. Up to 6 inches, and any unit gets D3 mortal wounds. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the other components of the Citadel. And the first one is the Power Crucible. Now the Power Crucible has 16 wounds, and as long as you have 8 wounds or more left, you get some extra bonuses. The first one is a 5+ invulnerable save to any Necron unit that's on the board. So you get a 5+ invulnerable and cover save if needed. Not only that, but you get to re-roll those failed ones of RP rolls for any units that are standing on the board. So if you're standing on this board, your units are actually pretty survivable. However, once you drop below 8 wounds, you have to disregard one of those particular features, either the RP reroll or the 5+ invulnerable save. Now of course you can choose when you're there and it happens, but I think ultimately you're probably going to keep the 5+ invulnerable save and disregard the reroll of a 1 for RP rolls. Okay, so the next component is the Ziggurat Dark. This is where you can dock either a monolith or a sentry pylon onto the board, and when you do so, all weapons from that particular unit get +1 to strength. Now the monolith is quite short range at 24 inches, however it has a reasonable amount of guns. Now you can't use the Eternity Gate with the monolith once it's actually docked on the board. But that +1 to strength is really useful, and also very useful on the much longer ranged sentry pylon guns, taking some of those guns up to strength 13 or strength 9 on the heat cannon. Now we've talked about the sentry pylon and their weapons in this video here. Check that out if you haven't seen it already. Okay, so whilst you can't use the monolith's Eternal Gate whilst it's docked, the actual Citadel has its own Eternal Gate. So when you deploy the Citadel, you're able to hold back as many infantry dynasty units as you wish. These units will then be teleported on the gate during the game. Only one unit will come on each turn. Now these units that come on from reserve can be set up within 3 inches of the Ziggurat Dark or any other monoliths or night scythes that are on the table. If the dock and all monoliths and night scythes are destroyed, as usual, the units that are held back in reserve are also destroyed. So you do have to be a little bit careful of holding units back, especially if you haven't got too many other ways to teleport onto the board. Okay, so that's the stats of the Tomb Citadel. Now I have to be honest, I'm not actually overly impressed by the stats, especially for the points. 830 points with the 2 upgraded weapons. Now yes, it could be quite useful to mount a monolith or a sentry pylon, just make them a little bit powerful. Yes, your units which are standing on the board are going to be a bit more survivable, but still that's a huge amount of points for the board, and in my honest opinion I don't think it's really worth it. I still would love to own one. Now if you own a board, have you used it yet in 8th edition, and if so, how have you got on with it? What do you mount onto the dock? Do you mount a monolith or a pylon? I would love to hear from you, and I'm sure others who are watching this video would love to hear from you as well in the comments box below. Now this brings me to the last episode in this series of Forge World Necrons. If you haven't seen any of the other episodes, I'll link you up to the series playlist just there so you can check out the other videos for yourself. Now we'll be back next Monday for some more Necron videos, so make sure you stay tuned. Beam me up.